Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Wednesday and all of today's guests are brought to you by the Vancouver Canadians. The C's back in action at the net. Their home opener. They're on the road right now starting the season. But their home opener, April 15th. Fireworks, giveaways, 3-foot dogs, sushi races all summer long. Get your tickets at CanadiansBaseball.com or call 604-872-5232. Here's someone who's very familiar with Nat Bailey Stadium, the pride of Oliver, BC, host of the 100% Hockey Podcast, John Shannon. John, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Well, boys, Nat Bailey, I'm more familiar with Nat Bailey and Benton White Spot, let alone Nat Bailey Stadium. Come on now.
There you go.
Right,
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
You know, the original man, the man who invented the triple O burger. Come on. Toigo can't take credit for everything.
Yeah. Don't be knocking Toigo now because Rick gets to watch games from his suite.
He's a good pal of mine, John. Toigo's a good pal of mine.
I love Toigo.
Yep.
Toigo's the real deal.
Yeah.
No problems with me here. He and I got inducted to the Hall of Fame in the same year. So.
Right on. Oh, no argument here. Hey, I hate to take this turn, John, but what a tough week in the world of hockey. Let's start here with we just found out Ray Shero has passed away at the age of 62. Longtime NHL executive, won a Stanley Cup with the Penguins. Sidney Crosby's first Stanley Cup there. Just your memories of Ray Shero.
Well, I met Ray before he was a general manager, when he was an assistant GM, and then when he was with David Poyle and the people in Nashville, and then got to know Ray a great deal because I was the VP of broadcasting those first few years when Ray was the manager in Pittsburgh. 2008 they went to the final. 2009 they went to the final, and Ray was one of the best. By the way, this was a picture I took in Pittsburgh at the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in December. And there's Ray on the left, Jimmy Rutherford in the middle, and Craig Patrick on the right. Those are the three managers of the Pittsburgh Penguins that won Stanley Cups.
Yes.
And so it's that was Jimmy's first trip back to Pittsburgh after leaving the Penguins. And Ray looked happy. He looked content. He had been doing a lot of work. Obviously, when Chuck Fletcher went to Minnesota, he helped out there, and he was working for the Devils for a while for Tommy Fitzgerald. But no, it's hey, the name Shero is synonymous with the National Hockey League, not just son but father as well. And you don't see many fathers and sons with their names on the Stanley Cup, and Ray Shero can brag that he and his dad are both on the Stanley Cup. So that's an amazing thing. He was a solid. And here's the thing, Donnie, and you know this, being around the league as long as I have. Not everybody's approachable.
Yes.
Ray Shero was approachable, and he loved talking about the game, and he enjoyed the game, and he had a great ability to assess talent. And it's really too sad and far too soon.
Yeah, 62. And for you youngsters out there, Ray's dad, Fred Shero, the Fog head coach of the Flyers in 74 and 75 when they got their 2 Stanley Cups. John, Greg Millen leaves us at 67. I know you knew him fairly well.
I hired Greg 4 times, Donnie, in my career. I hired him to do the CTV Olympics in Lillehammer. I hired him twice at Hockey Night in Canada. And we had a fledgling little network at the turn of the century called Leafs TV, and Greg was one of my hires there as well. And I knew Greg as a player. We became fast friends in the mid-'80s when he was playing for the Blues. And I told him one night at a bar in Calgary, that's when the media and the players used to socialize, you know what, you're going to be a good broadcaster one day if you want to be. And so I worked with him in Ottawa in his first real gig, doing the Senators in their premier year. Hired him for Lillehammer, and then brought him to Hockey Night when I went back to Hockey Night as executive producer. He was a great friend. We talked probably 4 or 5 times a week, even to this week, before I I learned of his passing. He had a great analytical mind for the game. He loved the game. He was a disciple of Roger Nielsen's as far as the game goes. He always did it. He always did it with a smile on his face, Donnie.
Hey, John, tough turn here, but the Canucks comeback last night, 5-2. Some people in the city turned the TV off when it was 5-2 Dallas. This comeback.
I don't blame them.
Thank you. I was one of them. That's about one of the nicest comebacks you'll see all season long. I mean, it has to be quite a few years since we've seen anything like that. 3 goals in the final minute.
Well, so, Rick, I know that you sit in Toigo's box all the time and you're a little aloof now.
Yes.
We've never seen that before in our lives.
Ever, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Not in our lives. Not being down 3 goals with 1 minute to play and score 3 to tie it prior to overtime and shootouts, and then to win the game. An absolutely phenomenal story. Every which way you thought they were done. What got lost in everything as well with the comeback was they scored 5 goals in the third period.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quinn Hughes played all 3 minutes and 44 seconds of overtime. I mean, the stories abound out of that game in Dallas last night. It was phenomenal. I was tempted to turn it off, but when Ratu scored, I said, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. There's only a minute to go, and I was absolutely amazed. It was, and I talked to friends inside the organization saying, have you ever thought you'd see something like this? And their answer was no. It was, when you think of the crazy season that has existed in Vancouver, This is just icing on the cake.
And they scored on their old teammate, Casey DeSmith, 4 times in the last 5 shots. Somebody that can score in any period, overtime, Alexander Ovechkin. What a week, and the hockey world following his great record, beating Wayne Gretzky, but it doesn't matter. You don't even have to be a fan of hockey, John. People were interested in Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky.
Here's what's fascinating about it for me, Rick. It was almost like a controlled story.
Yeah.
And Alex Ovechkin had control. The Friday night game against the Blackhawks, wouldn't it have been great if he scored a hat trick in it and he got the record at home? Well, he did almost that by scoring the 2 goals. And so the fans in Washington got to enjoy a celebration of 894 with Ovechkin and his family and Wayne. And so there was a bit of closure for them. And then to know that, the next game, it would take less than 30 minutes of hockey for him to break the record. It was a controlled situation. It was amazing. It didn't last forever. I think everybody would have been exhausted if it kept going past. Well, they haven't even played a game since then. They played Thursday night against Carolina. So it really was storybook, and it had a happy ending. And it didn't last too long, which I think when you talk about storylines and the 24-hour news cycle was perfect for Ovechkin and perfect for the National Hockey League.
Do you think he sticks around and goes for goal 1,000?
Let's get him to 900 first. Well, no, because, the question, can he get to 900 this year? That would be tough.
Yeah.
So let's get him to 900 early next year. The fact is, when you average for 45 goals a game for 20 years, it's amazing. Wayne got to 894. He only scored 9 goals his last season.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Last season. So that tells you Ovechkin's consistency, both from an injury perspective and from a performance perspective, are truly amazing stories.
Yeah.
It's one that we've seen it twice in our lifetime now. I did not see Gordie Howe's goal that passed Rocket at 544, but I did see 802, and I've now seen 895. I wonder how long it will take the next one to get to whatever number Ovechkin gets to. Let's say 950 by the time he retires.
Yeah. Good luck seeing that one, John. For you and I, anyway. Maybe Rick will be there. Hey, I know it's been a tough.
Well, no, he'll be in Toigo's box watching.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah. Hey, John, it's been a tough week. We can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Well, you know what? It's as much as it's tough for some of us, it's time to think of families, and the Shero family and the Millen family deserve all our love and respect.
God bless them both. Thanks, John.